We're living in really exciting times in events, I think. We have tools now that can help us deliver better events than ever before. We can gather data on how to make things better. And yet I feel that some people, many people actually, are putting the brakes on it a little bit instead of really embracing the opportunity to shake up their events. It's like the easy, safe place is to go back to the way things used to be before the global pandemic. And that's despite the fact that us loud event types, or many of us, are on LinkedIn and places like that, shouting loudly about the need for these sustainable, inclusive, transformative, life-changing events where every attendee is engaged and innovative, mind-blowing stuff happens. And while, of course, I still agree with that, hey, my favourite hashtag is no more boring events, I can see how scary this change is for people. 2020 and the sudden switch to all virtual was shocking. And I think now that we're back in the room for a lot of our events, there is comfort in the security of the tried and tested. And for many clients and for organisers facing tighter budgets, shorter lead times, when just adding polling platforms and shortening session times feels like a gargantuan step forward when faced with people whose mindset is why fix what's always worked, you can't blame them. So my tip for today is to concentrate on one thing that you can improve in your events, and it doesn't have to cost a penny or a cent or whatever your denomination of choice is, and it's collaboration. Now that might seem weird because surely events are about communication and building community, so surely it's obvious collaboration. But I tell you, it's often missing in events in the teamwork. Now, I'm not talking about what you might think of as your traditional events team. I'm talking about the wider team, the sponsors, the suppliers, the contributors. Here's an example. I'm an MC and I am here to tell you that quite often MCs turn up at an event having met very few of the other people involved in it. And this isn't for want of trying on our part, but often event organisers haven't enabled collaboration. And I'm not sure why. Possibly they're leaning towards excessive control and they're micromanaging, or possibly because, forgive the dreaded phrase, if you've not done it in the past, you don't think you need to do it. But it really hampers the potential success of events. Failing to enable team members and contributors to connect and collaborate before the event leads to costly mistakes and blunders. Now, the dictionary meaning of collaboration, it literally means the action of working with someone to produce something, but that doesn't mean each individual supplier alone working just with the event organizer. That's bonkers and actually a complete waste of your resources. They need to work with each other, so they need to have met beforehand. And as an MC, it's so frustrating not to have even known who the AV person is before the event, because sometimes the simplest of things get missed that way, like the right number of microphones required for the contributors. The sharing of information means things that might have got missed if they'd only spoken to the organizer and the AV people and everybody else, all those kind of things, like is there an extra person on the panel? These things can be resolved if you've met beforehand. And of course, it's vital contributors and speakers speak to the MC before, because that helps them build chemistry. Then the speakers can feel more secure, resolve misunderstandings, any fears or worries about the setup. So it doesn't only reduce blunders, but it actually means that organisers can benefit from our shared wisdom, and you just get a happier, bigger, wider events team, which, trust me, makes for a better event experience, which surely is everyone's goal. If more organisers understood the benefit of just getting that collaboration element right, you could really elevate your event without any extra cost. All these people are being paid to be part of it anyway. So please, when you book your wider team, your suppliers, your contributors, enable collaboration and make your event better for free.